Hi, this presentation is for Accounting Ethic 220 IBC Spring 2022. Instructor Bennett Tchaikovsky, presented by me, Hania Ulami. I'm going to analyze today the color scandal through the documentary on Netflix, Operation Varsity Blues, directed by Chris Smith. Based on the link below, this ethical dilemma took place between 2011 and 2018. This event was revealed to the public on March 12, 2019. As a mom of two college students who chose different routes, this event got my attention. My older one was smart enough to go to IBC for 2 years and then get transferred to Chapman University. And my second one was smart enough to get accepted at University of California, Berkeley on her freshman year. So far, both experiences were successful, and my two girls are so happy with the decisions they made. After I watched the Operation Varsity Blues on Netflix and Googled the event, I was able to form a better understanding of what was going on. Who is Rick Singer? Rick Singer is a mastermind behind this operation. He collected tens of millions of dollars from parents to get children to be admitted to elite schools as athletic recruits and other illegal ways based on forged credentials. The name of the investigation, Operation Varsity Blues, were inspired by a 1999 film of the same name. The case is the largest of its kind ever prosecuted by the U.S. Justice Department. Based on the link below, Rick Singer was born in Santa Monica, California in 1960. He pursued athletics at Trinity University in San Antonio, Texas. In 1980, he started coaching career at Sierra College, a junior college near Sacramento, California. When Sacramento State had a bad year and fired all coaching staff, including Singer, Singer decided to quit coaching and pursue college counseling full-time. Jeff Carrasca, a columnist for the Auburn, California Journal, who interviewed Singer in 1988, told USA Today that Singer was selling the idea to parents that he can help kids' applications get recognized during admissions to college, and that he can increase their chances of getting a Division I or Division II scholarship. Back in 1998, Rick Singer was cheating in college applications, changing the race from white to Latino so students could be qualified for affirmative action. In 2007, he launched his company, The Key, the Edge College and Career Network, a for-profit college counseling and preparation business. He also founded the Key Worldwide Nonprofit Foundation in 2012, which defined itself as a charitable organization that helps underserved youth. This organization was exempt from paying federal income tax. Operation. The operation got 53 real estate executives, lawyers, doctors, CEOs, parents involved, as well as 13 coaches, Ivy League athletic directors, admission staff, test proctors in Los Angeles and Houston, psychologists, and of course the mastermind, Rick Singer. Throughout Rick Singer's counseling career, he stated that he unethically facilitated college admissions for more than 750 families. Rick described the way to get into college through three options. The front door outlines the traditional method of college admission, getting in on one's own. The back door consists of making a donation, which requires more cash than the side door methods. However, it's not guaranteed. The application might get recognized by admissions to be looked at. The side door. Rick Singer told wealthy parents that he could get their children into elite colleges by cheating on standardized exams like the ACT and SAT by bribing test proctors in Los Angeles and Houston, connecting his client with psychologists who would diagnose students with learning disabilities so they can gain more time during the tests, or bribing coaches at schools like Yale, Stanford, UCLA, USC, who accepted money in exchange for saving spots on their team for his client's children students who had no plans to play the sport and are not actual athletes. What helps singers with this approach is being himself a basketball coach at college. Singer was familiar with how athletic admissions worked from the inside. The dynamic of the operations. The operation started approximately between 2011 and 2018, when Singer arranged a special arrangement for the parents to make donations to his nonprofit foundation to conceal the truth that they were bribe payments. Parents paid Singer a total amount of around $25 million to bribe coaches and university administrators. Those payments helped Singer's clients to list their donations as tax deductions. Parents would send the checks to get IRS tax write-off. Some of the kids thought that their parents were making big donations, but other kids were informed about the operations. The ending. The reason the operation was discovered is that around April 2018, authorities arrested one of the financial executives, Maury Tobin, to investigate in an unrelated fraud case. This executive told investigators that Yale's soccer coach had accepted a bribe from him in favor of getting his daughter into the school. Authorities captured the soccer coach, and he was the one who informed authorities about Rick Singer. After the discovery, authorities started to spy on Singer's phone calls with parents. In September 2018, Singer began to cooperate with authorities, who instructed him to call parents and to record his phone calls. The operations was revealed to the public on March 12, 2019. Based on the link below, 33 wealthy and influential parents, 2 SAT and ACT administrator, 1 exam proctor, 9 college athletics coaches, and 1 college administrator got charged. None of the students whose parents were accused of wrongdoing were charged with crimes in the admission case. However, they have suffered consequences. They've been expelled from schools, as well as being gossiped about and insulted online. Some of them were admitted to college that were unaffiliated with the cheating program. Rick Singer pleaded guilty but not sentenced yet. He's still a free man. It looks like he's still cooperating with authorities in this conspiracy, and that is why he was not charged yet. Why did this happen? Is it the fault of Rick Singer only, or it is the fault of the university system that needs to be recognized, or this is the fault of the rich people? Other than the fact populations is growing, too many students want to get into the same colleges, even though there are plenty of colleges around the states. Schools are getting ranked, and schools are using our kids as products to improve their rankings. People relocate solely based on school rankings. Schools are offering too many AP classes and encouraging students to take many of those classes so their school ranks higher than others. On the other hand, students feel obligated to take more AP classes than they can handle for the fear of not being able to get into those elite universities. We live in a very competitive environment, especially in the wealthy demographic area. It's all began in the household. Parents are pushing their kids into competing with their sibling and with their peers to get into a very well known college. People began to believe that college defines who they are. In addition, social media plays a big role in this competitive life. For example, when students get accepted to one of the elite university, the first thing they do is to post it on social media. Also, university are getting ranked too. Based on Akil Below, he's a expert. He said that US News started to rank colleges in the 80s based on one criteria, prestige, which means in English language, the seats. The more selective they are on paper, the higher the rank will be. John Ryder, former Stanford admission officer, said, over the last 3 or 4 decades, higher education has become increasingly a commodity, something that you purchase, a product. It's a goal in and of itself rather than the goal being to get an education. If we look at the link below, that will explain what the ACT and the SAT is. The ACT, originally the American College Test, and the SAT are two standardized tests accepted by most colleges and universities. Higher scores on those tests used to be required to get admitted to certain elite universities. Are those tests being fair to decide who will get admitted to university? I don't think so. Wealthier kids are more prepped for those exams than less privileged kids. They take expensive prep courses to help them boost their scores. On December 10, 2019, students and activists filed a lawsuit against the University of California system to stop it from using those test scores in their admission. To get this lawsuit settled, the US Board of Regents voted in May 2020 to eliminate the SAT and the ACT testing requirement for admitting to college. Based on one college counselor that I spoke to recently, the ACT and the SAT test can still be used to get admitted into college. She told me that there is always a place to throw these test scores in your applications. Finally, donations. If you look up the legal definitions of donations, it would state that donation is voluntary transfer of property, often money, from transferor to the recipient with no exchange of value on the part of the recipient. The recipient gives nothing in exchange for the donated property. Also, if you look up the legal definition of official bribery in our book, Ethic in Accounting, it would state that bribery occurs when public officials accept or are offered items of value in return for sacrificing the best interest of the citizen they have been entrusted to serve. In our case, citizens are referred to the students who are trying to get into colleges through the front door. That will lead us to consider the donations are given to the colleges through the back door are briberies. In, in my opinion, school admissions officials needs this cash to keep coming in. And unfortunately, they just don't want to question how these monies is getting in. The documentary ends with 3 sentences. Rick Singer pleaded guilty and awaits sentencing. Rick's side doors into college is now closed. The back door remains open at many colleges for those willing to pay. My conclusion. This is what I always remind myself and my family with. It's 2 quotes that Bill Gates once said. Don't compare yourself with anyone in the world. If you do so, you are insulting yourself. Life is not fair. Get used to it. I also tell my girls who are already in college, you define yourself. College doesn't define who you are. And I keep telling the one who is getting herself ready to get into a college, there are plenty of colleges out there for you. You can get education in any one of them. You build your own experience, and happiness is a decision you make. Thank you so much for listening to my presentation. I hope you like it, and I thank you so much.